Stephen Kenny brought his Shamrock Rovers side a hunky-dories, aiming to become the only team to win twice in Drogheda this season. Reporting on this one is Stephen Alkin.
Good leap by Gary Twigg. Kieran Kilduff gets it back from McCabe. Wonderful play by Rovers. And Gary Twigg just pulling it wide, but that was a lovely build-up. Well, for Mick Cook and Drogheda United, this third series of games will be a lot harder than the first two. McCabe's corner. Kilduff with the header. No challenge from the defence. That's a powerful effort from the man who's back from a metatarsal injury, and that's his third goal in 2 starts since returning. And here comes Shamrock Rovers again. Nice build-up play, Gilbert. And here's Ronan Finn. Oh, that's a good effort and a fine save by Sava. Twigg was coming in at the far post. Keeper did brilliantly. Shamrock Rovers have owned the ball in this opening part of the game. And here's Ronan Finn again. Oh, another blistering shot, and that's a fine save by Sava. Ronan Finn, he's been the star so far. Twigg. And this is Finn. And there he goes again, and this time he scores! Well, it was coming. Finn had already tested Sava twice, and this time the shot was accurate. And it's past the keeper and in the net. It's 2-0 to Shamrock Rovers, and we've only played 33 minutes. Great support from the Shamrock Rovers fans who've come up from Tala. McCabe's free kick, and again Sava forced to pull that ball away. Well, Drogheda United will be hoping for better in this second half. That's a fine leap by Peter Hynes. But the shot was tame from Paul Crowley. Not the best night for the Claret and Blue so far. Sliding in was Chris Turner. And here he is again. Strong challenge on the Northern Ireland player. And this is Rice. And a little off the ball instant there in the halfway line. And Crowley seemed to throw his arm at Turner, and then Turner reacted by moving his head towards the Drogheda United captain, and it's a red card for Chris Turner. So Shamrock Rovers are down to 10 men, and Chris Turner will play no further part in this game. He seems bemused by the referee's decision, but there's no doubt that he aggressively moved towards Crowley, as you can see here. That's what the referee saw, and that's why Turner is off. Now, can Drogheda United come back into this game against Shamrock Rovers reduced to 10? Ronan Finn got his head to that, and it's cleared away. Kieran Kilduff being pulled back by Derek Prendergast. The Shamrock Rovers player's shirt clearly pulled. And it's a second yellow card for Prendergast, and he's off as well. Just a minute to go. Mick Cook's side now reduced to 10 men. There goes the final whistle, and Drogheda United have now lost 3 times to Shamrock Rovers in the league this year. Rovers with 10 points in the last 4 games, beginning to show championship form. Final score, United 0, Rovers 2.
Well, we've only been beaten by the 2 Rovers, unfortunately. We still remain in second place. It was disappointing, I thought, the way we gave away the goals. First goal was set piece, you know, we let ourselves down badly on that. And then second goal, Sean Brennan giving the ball away, and Ronan Finn being able to run so far that nobody came out and stopped him. Other than that, I thought there was nothing in the game. I thought Shamrock Rovers were the better side overall. But to me, I had the hallmarks of a 0-0 draw for the first 15, 20 minutes. They scored. But no, fair credit to them. They were better side on the night. As you said, we've lost to the 2 Rovers. But we're still second in the league. We're 2 points ahead of Shamrock Rovers, and we still have a lot to play for.
I feel it was a real good team performance. You know, really, really good. Players who have come through maybe tough periods early in the season, like Oscar Jansson, has been absolutely exceptional at the moment. And Kerry Gilbert done really well tonight. They've come in for a fair bit of criticism, and yet that, you know, they've shown that character by sticking with it and working hard and putting in good performances.
Yeah, Stephen Kenny now feeling a bit happier, I think, Owen. 10 points out of the last 4, as Stephen was saying. But it hasn't actually been plain sailing for him all the way through.
No, I mean, very intriguing game, this particular one, because one exceeded all expectations and the other disappointed at the earlier part of the season. But I think it's a classic example of a new manager. I mean, no matter what club you go to, you have your philosophy about what you want to put out there, the style of football you want to play, so you try and get the players that's going to fit that. And that's what Stephen Kenny did. And, you know, I think it was very, very unfair, Richard Sadley on this programme saying that he should have been removed from his post so soon. I think it was absolutely, maybe it was tongue-in-cheek, but you've got to give every manager, first of all, for the players time to know him and him to know his players. Great example of that might be, say, Ronan Finn, if you look at the way he's playing the game this year as against the way he was last year. I mean, Mick Cook is saying about somebody to detract Ronan Finn for that one thing, but how many times is he getting forward in that position? So I think it's, you know, the better players in the better side won the game.
Yeah, I agree with Owen. He's given the licence to get forward here. He's picked it up. He hasn't done a lot of this season. He's got a good shot away, and it's unlike Quigley to get on the end of that. A nice bit of skill here, picks it up, nice and direct, attacks the defence, brilliant shot, great shot, like the other night against Sligo. But again, he's joining up with the attack. He's looking for the ball early, gets it out of his feet early, just shifts it, and it's a good finish from there. So you know, the balance with him and Royce in midfield, I think, has been very, very good for Rovers. Royce sits there and he lets Finn get forward.
Is this a case of Stephen Kenny letting Ronan Finn have a free rein, which maybe he didn't have before?
I think so. I think earlier on the season he was playing 5 in the middle with Gary Twigg up front, you know, and he was maybe trying to accommodate too many players there. You know, all good players that helped him win the league this last couple of seasons. But you know, Twigg's been up there now. Ronan Finn's been playing. Rice is in there holding as well, and you know, it seems to be working for them now. This last 3 or 4 games, you know, and when you have somebody that's coming deep, you know, and taking the pressure off Gary Twigg, they get them goals. You know, from a team perspective, you know, it seems to be working well.
Well, I talked about the Poker Classic and the cards. The first of them is here. It's Chris Turner. Was this an accident waiting to happen?
There's a build-up to it here. There's a good tackle. Quigley gets stuck in here. It's a good tackle, and it carries on from here. It's Crowley and Turner coming through the middle beside the referee. The referee's a fantastic view of this. He's on top of it. But Crowley just has a little nudge of him there. And Turner reacts. He shouldn't react. He's an experienced player. But Crowley used all his experience in the build-up to that. Did he make contact? I don't know. But he definitely made, you know, the head movement towards him.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, if the referee saw that, he should have seen. It's the old case, isn't it? The retaliation is always the one that's punished. Because Crowley actually drew him there. He actually elbowed him. So it could have been 2 reds.
Mick Cook, on the other hand, we've talked about Stephen Kenny and Shamrock Rovers, and we'll have more chance to talk about red cards later on. But Mick Cook at Drogheda United, now, what about that turnaround?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, there's no doubt about it. There's a great example of a manager getting the most out of his players and knowing the way that he wants to play. Players that, you know, really nobody else, not a lot had heard about in the league. But now, you know, they're making names for themselves because of his astute managership.
OK, well, that